we podcasting right now?
I think we're podcasting. I'm so sorry. It's been such a shit show, you guys.
It's insane. We are podcasting. It's the I'm So Hard podcast. Please rate, review, and subscribe. And I'm not even messing around with that anymore, you guys. Like, tell your friends. We love doing the podcast, but you give us those reviews, and it helps us so we can keep doing more podcasts. So we're in sunny, smoky Southern California right now.
Yes, today it's a very dramatic day of podcasting because we have been experiencing the fires from the Pacific Palisades and Altadena and all the areas around us. We're safe, but it's been a very intense experience, I think, for everybody. And of course, for all the people out there that lost their homes and have to be displaced, it's tragic. But, you know, LA, I just saw this thing, which I thought was really cool. It's everybody loves to make fun of LA, and it's sort of like eat the rich, you know, like you knock them down a peg. Everybody loves to think that LA has all of these stereotypes, but all in all, LA is a very friendly place, and people are here because for a large part of people that transfer here because they have a dream. And so it's a world of artists and people that have been here a long time. And that neighborhood had a lot of your favorite celebrities in it. And also people that just lived there for 70 years that had their first home there. And so it is pretty cool when you see something like this happen and then everybody bands together to help, like offering their Airbnbs or their homes or rooms or assistance because so many people were displaced. 20,000 people. That's a lot of homes.
I think we should talk about all of because that's when bad things happen. You know, Mr. Rogers is like, look for the helpers. So I have a lot to say about the helpers, but I would first like to make
firemen.
Yeah, save that. That's a whole. That's a hot flash right there. But okay, I need to say this: if you are watching this on YouTube, please know I showered in the dark because I haven't had power for 2 days, and I dried my hair as straight as I could get it using a propane generator because my husband had the foresight to, stash a generator on the side of the house along with like propane tanks so that, if there was an earthquake, natural disaster, and we didn't have power, we would at least. So that guy is like, he literally right now is sitting next to the fridge, making sure that like all of our food stays okay. Like he's unplugging the fridge so I can plug in my Dyson to dry my hair.
I love that it was a priority for you to dry your hair. I have done shows. I have done national interviews. I have literally with my hair air drying, and it looks like I've been upset. Like people are like it's not air dried and then it looks good. It's air dried and people are like, are you mad at somebody? Like, but I would alt that for almost any. I don't want to do. I would be fine. I would be so good in a zombie apocalypse. I'm honestly telling you, I think I would shine. I'd hit a stride because I'm good at like letting it go and still having a bit of confidence. Quite honestly,
that is you in a nutshell. Kristin will be in her pajamas having 100%. It out with a TSA agent, and I fucking love that confidence about you, Kristin. It really is.
Thanks, man. Well, I should also brag, if you're watching this on YouTube and you see a hanging rack behind me, that's my reality of my office. This is my office. I'm not going to try. Jen and I are both in my house right now.
Yeah. So
she's downstairs.
White space behind me is the back of Kristin's daddy den. I am staring at her husband's very nice, very colorful, what is it?
Collection of hats.
Okay.
We're such rednecks.
No, it looks really nice. And they're floating. It's really nice. It's A+ hat collection.
Aesthetic.
If you're gonna.
Oh, that's not the collection, Jen. That's one small part of his collection. And then he's like, you have enough shoes. And I'm like, you want to go? You want to go on about this? You want to talk about my shoes? And he's like, I don't understand. I understand why women want a lot of shoes, but I don't understand why women want a lot of the same shoe. And I'm like, because I do like a white tennis shoe and I do have several pair. I don't think I need to explain it. Yeah. It happens to matter what jeans you're wearing.
It absolutely does. I know. You can't just buy one pair of Air Force Ones. Yeah. I know. Yeah. My husband, he gets the shoe thing because he's a shoe guy himself. Shoe thing. Yeah. But so this is where I am. If you hear like a echoing loud laugh. Hopefully that is Kristin.
It's upstairs.
Directly above me.
At some point, I'm going to go surprise Jen in the frame. It's going to be real weird and meta.
Am I going to see you walking with your laptop, though? How am I? I'm going to solo podcast for a bit.
Hold on. I'm going to put up a dummy. It'll be great. I'll put in a stand-in, my golden retriever.
Kristin's going to figure it out. She's like, oh, you're frozen over Riverside, but that's just her. And then I'll hear...
and I'll think I'm so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll be her going, ha!
I'm in your frame. I'm going to figure it out. We've got people that can make magic happen.
We have a lot of exciting things happening for this year because we are going to have guests too.
We're going to have guests, which is really cool. Some people that you might recognize and some that you might not.
Yeah. Because we have Casey and we have Jonathan. We've got like this top-notch crew making it all happen.
Yeah.
And speaking of top notch, Kristin, can we go back to the firemen? Because we
got to talk about the tour real quick. We're getting ready to step out on a brand new tour. This is a big deal for us. Not to sound like braggy or anything, but the fact that we're two women in their 40s. Not going to mention that. We're just gonna keep it in that space.
Low 40s, you guys.
Low 40s, not true. Kristin's not even in her 40s. Don't worry about it.
She's in her 30s.
That we get to tour the country making you guys laugh is like the dreamiest thing ever. And your support and love keeps us going. So if you go to IMOMSOHARD.com, you can see every city we're coming to. We're going to go to a couple new places. But some of the places we're going to, we're visiting again, like Boston, which I can't wait.
Oh, God, I love it.
And go to IMOMSOHARD.com.
We're going to be in Michigan coming up. I love that. We're going to play some new places that we haven't played there before, which is exciting.
I love going to Michigan.
I know, I do too. My Aunt Pat's going to be there.
With her boyfriend that drives the...
what
kind of car
Don?
is it?
Lancia? No.
What
are they called?
Shoot. He's he's got a real thing about that one type of car.
An A. Laganza.
No, that's not an A. And...
it's like a... version
not Annapurna. That sounds like a name.
Anaconda.
That's
his nickname. Don's in the house.
Gross. He loved that joke.
I know. He absolutely would because he did give us little penises and boobs made out of chocolate.
That's a longer...
Last time we saw him.
That's a longer conversation.
He makes his own chocolate also, you guys. What more does a woman want? Get it,
And by the way, she's bearing the lead. He's like 90.
Yeah.
So he bought chocolate wiener molds and gave them to us as he made them at home thinking about us. And I'll tell you, I've never felt more flattered.
Everybody's got this uncle.
Everybody's got the uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to be there. And I wanted to say this, Kristin. I don't know if this, like I see ads on Facebook or like Instagram for like a live podcast show. And our show is not that.
We're
this
not
one
a
anyway.
podcast show.
Yeah.
The live show is stand-up comedy.
It's our two-person stand-up show. And is this the fifth one we've done, Kristin?
Yes.
It's all new material. That's what we mean when we say that it's a new show. So,
and we can't write it fast enough. Can't write it fast enough. All you got to do, pro tip. You're in a marriage and it's fine. And then you have a 13-year-old and he's in the thick of it. And then you have an 11-year-old and she's good. She's like pretty much your favorite, but she also can lie to you and that hurts your feelings.
Yeah.
So then instead of engaging with those people, you take it to the page. And that's I think if we all approached it like that, would be like, oh, this situation right now, I'm in a fight with my husband and I think I could win, but I'm going to go write about it right now instead of engage. And it not only stops a fight from happening, you get to talk about that shit in public and he is not there to defend himself. So that is what the magic is of stand-up.
I don't know what these husbands are thinking, ours in specific, to get in fights with us because you might win this round. But
you won't win the war.
Yeah, I will continue to win this. Like, I saw this meme the other day and I was like, that is the most dead-on thing I've ever heard. That was, if you and your wife got in an argument and an hour later she comes back angry again, it's because she went to the executive board on her text chain and they disagreed with her decision. It is so true. It's like, no, your friends are like, no, I would be mad about this also. And
they'll break it down.
Yeah, he should have not said that way.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And if that executive board sides with him. You need a new executive board. That is not how women work.
You know, I feel like 9 out of 10, 19 out of 20 times they should be on your side. But, you know, 1 out of the 10 times your friends could be like, bitch, are you on your period? Because you...
Still, I'd be like, Sheila, thank you so much for being diplomatic in this situation, but I just need to know that I'm right. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
You're canceled.
I'm going to temporarily remove you from this chat. And then
you'll earn it back on.
Then in 2 days, I'll add you back in. But for the time being...
You've pissed me off.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. So the headline of our lives right now is these fires. And there's a part of me that really feels bad talking about this now because...
It will be past.
Hopefully. But for the past year, there have been all these like crazy weather things going on.
All over this country.
And so this is our time to experience it. Our hearts go out to everybody when you're experiencing it. Like, man, tornadoes are deep with us because we're from the Midwest. We grew up with those. We grew up with floods. We grew up with blizzards.
Oh my God. And cold, just freaking cold.
Yeah.
And that was how my sister just called me and it's 2 below zero in Nebraska.
Oh my God.
And she goes, she goes, I went to go home to take my lunch hour. And she's like, just getting from the building to my car to my home is so miserable because you don't ever have a chance to warm up because the car takes a while to warm up. And like, you're literally cold that whole time. I'm like, I'd be the biggest bitch you've ever met in your life.
Oh my gosh, I can't do it. I couldn't do it again. I think about that all the time. Like, I remember there's an impressive part to this story, which is, this is not the impressive part. I was getting into a car one time at lunch break at work, and I slipped all the way under the car, like meaning like it was a Ford Taurus.
This is in Nebraska.
In Nebraska, on like ice. It was like 0 degrees outside. I just kept sliding and I couldn't stop myself. Underneath, I'm looking at like the undercarriage of the car, like checking out the transmission. Somehow did not spill my can of Coke. But I mean how
God
impressive.
bless you.
Because you're just used to it. You're just like, I'm probably going to slip
Those are my
right
favorite
now.
videos is to watch people slide on ice because you know if they are used to it by how they fall. Because if you are from there where it gets so icy all the time, you just give up. You don't even fight the ice. You're like, I'm going to lay down now. Because I would rather just have all my weight go with me than trying to skitter my feet real fast. You do that once and you're like,
falling anyways.
You're falling anyway.
Yeah.
Go low, go to the side.
Lean into it.
And let it take you. Let it take you the 4 city blocks that you will probably fall.
I will say, I worried about what this means karmically for me, but I watched a video that was like a montage of people falling down their front steps recently on the ice.
Terrible.
It's because I'm like,
funny.
Do you ever walk again after that? Like their backs hit the like sharp side of the step like so hard, like full weight falling.
I think I feel better when it's a chubby dude because they seem to handle the impact. I will have to say on the subject of that, my husband, and he'll tell this story someday. I can see it. He was in Chicago and it was super, super icy and he had to buy dress shoes for his new job.
Oh, God. Yep.
I know what that man did. He went to Marshall's. He picked them up. He did not try them on. He was like, "They're size 13. Okay, I'll get them." And he had to walk his ass.
I bet he was like, "They're size 10. They're going on these size 13 feet because they're the right price."
They're the right price, 100%. And he was at a corner Starbucks where the one side and the other side were all glass.
Oh no!
And he ate shit, and he grabbed the glass. By the way, he's 6'3" at this point, 300 pounds. And he grabbed onto the glass of the Starbucks to help him keep his.
They were like, there's a Sasquatch attacking the Starbucks, everybody.
He said so many women screamed. And as he was like down the side of the glass, he saw women like literally spilling coffee into their laps. And he was like, just the most embarrassing. I mean, ice and spider webs are the two most horrifying, humiliating elements that just hit different than anything else. You're
really,
like, fuck, man. There's
neutralize
nothing cool.
your ego very quickly.
Yeah.
Yep.
To go back to what you were saying, this is our we're definitely in a natural disaster, which is, every time you're in something like this, it's different. I feel like I've lived everywhere that has had bad weather. Like I was in a hurricane in Florida.
Those seem like the combination of everything to me, because like as I was using my bathroom with no light on, I was like, well, thank God the plumbing works. But if you like are in a hurricane place, the plumbing probably doesn't work.
It depends. I just remember people in Florida being like, at the time they were used to it. So like there was a lot of preparation in just the way that you live too. But I was young and stupid. And so all we did was play beer games all night. And if it was by candlelight, that probably made it seem like somebody was going to make out. And that was awesome. But I will say that the fires have been it's been different, because when I told you I took Eleanor with me, I'm such an idiot. I didn't know. This is before everything started to like really catch fire and the winds were at 100 miles per hour. And I literally walked outside with her and we were going to walk the dog. And we always go on our little night walks and it's so sweet. And she put on, because there was definitely like wind. So the Santa Anas make little pieces of debris and it like hurts your eyes. So she put on goggles like a genius.
Like dry wind this time of year. Like that's a part of January.
It's part of it. Yeah. It's part of it. But this, when we were walking, and it hit those 80 to 100 miles per hour winds, I was like, oh, this isn't safe. Like we need to go inside. So we literally went just around the block. Daisy crapped finally. And then we went in the house, and it was an eerie sense of the wind was stronger than us, as opposed to when the winds are it's just windy. This was like, oh, this shit's going to do damage. And then of course it causes like reformers and transformers and all that to fall down and spark. And then that's, poor Palisades just went up in an inferno.
Yeah. And
just so fast.
I want in no way to like compare what tragedies are, because there are like natural disasters that I can't even fathom what the difficulties are. In our particular instance though, like so we don't, this is going to make me sound like such a shitball, but we don't have power. We don't have Wi-Fi. So there's no phones without
Jen
Wi-Fi.
has not been able to do her hair or shop on Poshmark. This is a disaster.
I put in a couple of offers.
This is a disaster.
But there's no way to like, because nobody has a landline, at least here. It's all Verizon. You have, it's all of your communication is run. So like, everybody is working, like the Department of Power, all the phone companies, like the firemen, the police, like everybody's working. And we at our school got a new principal. Literally, she started Monday and the fire started Tuesday, or maybe it was Monday night that the fire started.
Yeah.
So, and it did affect some of our students, definitely some of our teachers. And she has no way of getting a hold of all of the parents because it was her first day. So she doesn't have like the robocall, like,
oh no, but you do
communicator thing, but I do, because I do the room parent coordinating for the PTA, which also means I get the joy of putting out all the emotional fires that spring up when parents are angry about school not being canceled.
This is the disaster. This sounds like a natural disaster
in
to
my
me.
Life,
is me being on a WhatsApp with parents.
It is, especially you guys. Oh, thank God. I haven't had chilled wine in so long. I've been raw dogging it, you guys. I'm doing dry January in so many ways. I can't even like.
Are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I know I'm not, but I kind of am. Like,
I mean, it's been forced upon us.
It's been forced upon me. But like the stress level is so high because even like getting the kids showered, thank God. So we don't have hot water in the kitchen.
Oh, no.
Because we have one of those electric water heaters. We have hot water for showers, but we have no light in there. So I'm just like...
I prefer to shower in the dark.
If somebody's
Keeps
watching
it sexy.
me. Yeah. No, well, thank God. I don't want to say I thought about your dad in the shower, but at Thanksgiving, your dad put batteries in all of my my taper candles fresh batteries. So thank God our family's been enjoying a lot of romantic moments by candlelight. Thank you to
Thanks
Dewey.
to Dewey. Or as my daughter recently nicknamed him, Dew Dog. Which I think needs to stick.
That's gotta stay.
So now he sends me a text and he's like, hey, honey, it's Dew Dog. And I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna go with it, Dad. We were calling you Papa, but now it's gonna be Dew Dog. Which I think on some level he loves it because it sounds like you're sitting next to him having a beer,
right?
As opposed to any other role.
I absolutely love it. He texted me too. That's the other
They're
super nice thing
for us.
I know. Everybody like back in Nebraska who, and I appreciate it. My mom is like the worst of them who does not understand geography. And she's like, there's fires in Arizona. How can you have a escape route? Like she has no idea what the layout of the universe looks like, evidently. But we are close. Like both Kristin and I are kind of close to where the fires are happening. Thank God, knock on wood. Everybody knock on wood right now. So, but not, so far we're out of the area.
Last night I was exhausted. The thing is with something like this, you're waiting for the fire department to tell you have to evacuate. Yes. So we have to be on these alerts and you get into these zones. Like you have this app and it shows you if you're in the pink zone or the red flag zone or whatever. And we got into the evacuation zone. They were like, they're suggesting you evacuate. The like formal, like you gotta go thing wasn't given. And I was like, Colin, it is 9:50 at night. I have taken my progesterone. I've got my fat pants on. I am not leaving right now. Like, I was so pissed. I was like, if I have to do this right now, and then you know what is amazing is as I was laying there and my husband was sending me this list of shit that we need to collect.
Pack up. Yeah. I'm like,
if this happens, if we get the evacuation notice, I will do the list then. Like I'm on like I'm shopping for my life, but I am not doing this right now. I am too tired. And I was laying there and I was like going through to my head because I'll do that. I'll like game plan and then I'll get up and do it and I'm fast. I was like, I really only want 3 things. I want my kids' art. I want the picture of my grandma Oons because I think it's going to make me a millionaire because nobody else wanted her. And then I want my jewelry. But the rest, but there is little things like, and then once you start taking stock of what you want to take with you, it's important and you can move quickly. But the other side is like, and maybe this makes me sound materialistic, but I'm like, it would make me so sad to just lose the stuff and the backdrop of your life that you've had all this time, even if it is like the Stanley Cup that Eleanor got for Christmas or the pictures on the wall that came from Crate and Barrel. They're not like an heirloom, but you worked hard to put those up and to get your stuff and your clothes and your intimate stuff. And like, that feels to me, you wouldn't cry over it because you'd be happy that everybody's safe and sound. But at the end of the day, you're like, well, that sucks, man. I really liked that thing. Or, and my mom got me that from Costco. It's not going to make me money on the back end, but I still like it.
I mean, that's exactly why I did my hair today is that we crave normalcy, and who knows that better than a mom? Like, I just wanted it to feel normal. Like everything has felt like so outside of my control. And I said to my husband, I'm like, if I wash my hair, am I going to blow anything up? If I plug the hair dryer, I was standing by the back door of our kitchen, blow drying with no mirror or anything like that. I just wanted to like be able to dry my hair. But like when you have babies, you do schedule, you do normalcy. They like to see the same stuff. And I'm sorry, so do adults. Like I am
for sure. That's what your home is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. And like, even like the shitty stuff, like I was like, man, I would be so, I mean, I can't even like walk down the lane of what the people that lost their homes must feel like. And I wonder if there's a part of that that's like self-preservation where you don't go into it too much because you're just happy to be alive. You're happy your people are alive. But if you start to really think about it, it can make you so, so sad. But I was even thinking about like, we have this ugly ass bathroom. Guys, I've got clothes hanging behind me. I'm not killing it. But we have the ugliest bathroom you've ever seen in your life. And I make fun of it so much that I'm like, I'd even be sad to see the ugly ass bathroom go. Make no mistake, the second like I have enough money saved, I'm taking a freaking sledgehammer to it.
Yeah.
But that's my decision, you know?
Right,
And
right.
I know that like that when I was taking stock of like what's important, I felt good about the fact this is why I think I'd also be good in a zombie apocalypse, because I was like, I've got my cute little knife with a flashlight on it. I'm so packed for a zombie apocalypse, and it's because that's the shit I like to use. Okay. So like, I'm good to go. Like I'm already packed. I didn't even mean to be. It's just the shit that I think is important is what everybody would want in a zombie apocalypse. I could start a fire. I could make a hut. I don't need shit. Like I'm kind of good like that. But it is nice to take stock in what you really think is important.
We do have our to-go kits packed.
Oh my God, you're so much better than me. I'd be like, where the fuck?
Look, I know I can take a long time packing sometimes. And because I am like a kind of control freak, like not having power, it's hard to clean and it's hard to organize. And I was like, I just need to be able to find this stuff while I have daylight. So like there are these lists. It's like all the P's. It's like
the
people
P's.
and pets.
I'm doing it when I get the evacuation notice.
I have these drawers that have all of our important documents in it. And it also has all the kids' school photos and stuff. So I have those drawers are ready to go. I have our laptops, chargers. I have all the IMOMSOHARD drives. I have with all of our old videos and stuff.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. I was like, I'd get those drives. I'd get my laptops, my jewelry, and then grandma.
And then I have like a laundry basket that has like all my bags that I want to give to Delilah someday, and then just the old jewelry that I
Jen's
have.
And then I'm gonna blow dry my hair real quick before we have to leave.
Bringing my Dyson because I am not going anywhere without that multi-tool.
I do not know why they don't give us free shit because is.
Do you know how many people I've turned on to that device?
And it's so expensive. It's so expensive,
and
it's worth
now.
it.
And you can get a refurbished one too. They're really.
That's what I did. I got a refurbished one, and granted, I think it did catch my hair on fire at one point. I think it overall, I paid half.
Yeah, it's a good tool. It's very good. It's useful.
And boy,
Jen's
like, hey, if you're in a zombie apocalypse or you have to evacuate due to a fire, having your air whip is
get your Dyson and your kids.
I could go my whole life with never blow drying my hair again.
I'd
be such a good ratty bitch. It'd be so fun.
Because your hair is curly.
No, it's not. Jen.
Kind of. Kristen, it is.
It is wavy at best.
My hair is wavy and straight. It looks like I'm in a heart video if I do not do my hair. Like if I don't try and blow it out, it's like my bangs are like stick straight. The rest of my hair is like, and it's not the same. It's not like a perm in the back.
But the reason I think I would do well in that space is like, I don't think I get that much better when I coif. Like, I definitely think I don't look as dead, but like, it's really not a big variance. People don't see you with your hair like that. I have let myself go in public. So they're like, I know what she's capable of. You don't do that. You're always put together. I think I've only seen you without eyebrows like twice.
I'm sorry about that. That is a sight. That is a confusing sight.
I had one eyebrow on and you go, you didn't do your other eyebrow. I don't know why I did one eyebrow.
I know. I honestly think if I don't have my eyebrows on, I look like when you learn how to draw in an art class and you do that line in the middle of the center and you put the eyes in. That's all they look like. And
that's because they told us to pluck too much, even though I didn't because I would bleed out. I literally couldn't do it.
And I'm so pale. Like when I go into a public restroom, the water doesn't turn on because I'm so pale. It's like, oh, it's just sink. It's just white porcelain sink. We don't even see any hands here. It's not good. It's not good.
Listen, we're all doing our best. Did I mention that my kids have had school off this whole time? That we've been home together surviving
I just sent out the information that we're canceled for tomorrow too. We had one day back in school. We
went back to school for one day and then from Christmas break.
Yeah.
And then
hell broke loose.
Hell broke loose. And we got a notice that Finn got to stay home. And I was like, now my day's ruined. And I say that with love. But my daughter, the difference is my daughter, this is the truth.
Not to overstate this point, but we both have one easygoing kid and one
not easygoing kid. And I don't know what the difference is other than like Eleanor she is so chill. Like she got one of these like gem paintings where it's like the tiniest little diamond that you put on an adhesive like poster.
And it's like 3 foot by 5 foot. It's huge.
And she'll put her earbuds in and she'll listen to a little bit of Olivia Rodrigo and she'll put her little diamonds on this adhesive thing, which literally every part of me was like, I would do 4 of those diamonds and I'd be over this so fast. She'll complete it. She will, over time, very patiently complete that task.
Yeah.
That is 100% not how I'm built. It is also 100% not how my son is built. So my son, he's like constantly moving and he needs me to witness his life.
Yeah, I saw this today and I was going to ask him, like, what's going on? Is this like, and you're like, no, this is just what he does.
He is so funny and he's charming. And he is a good time, but he needs me to be his sounding board for everything, even though he doesn't like me most of the time. So he'll come out and he'll like rap or dance or need my attention or mess with his sister, like constantly antagonize her. And all she wants to do is her goddamn diamond poster. And this kid will be like, go up and like tap her on the hand, like as she's putting the diamond down. And I don't blame her when she like, when she wants to... Cock him. I think he's got it coming.
But he just wants to have fun. Like he's 1000% engaged with you. He like wants to be dancing, but doesn't want just to be doing it himself. Like
no, he wants me to be like, you know what? I want to do this TikTok dance for the next 3 hours.
100%.
But then when I do the dance, I'm cringe. So he is. Oh, yeah. It's like some weird, like I'm held captive, like Stockholm syndrome, where I'm like I'm never gonna, you're never gonna be happy with me. Like this is the worst situation to be in.
My daughter reminded me of you the other day because, so life goes on, even though we're in natural disasters and whatnot.
They don't care.
They don't care. My daughter wants to do the talent show. She goes out for the talent show at her school every year. And, she takes lessons and all these different things. Never, ever, ever wants to try out for the talent show in her lane. She's like, you know what? I think I'm going to try acrobatics. And I'm like, literally never you can't do a somersault. What do you do? Like, but she wants to do it. Well, last year she did a magic show with her friend and it was the cutest thing ever. But she's taken voice for like 2 or 3 years. And this year she decides she's going to sing a song, which I'm so excited for. Finally, I'm like, that's in your lane. So guess what song she's auditioning to?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Defying Gravity.
Oh, God.
Because there's no harder song. I'm like, why don't you just pick
That's
something from
literally
Les
the
Mis?
world's hardest song.
It is the world's hardest song. And because of like the holiday and that, she got to work with her voice coach on it 2 times.
That one part
she does the She's practicing it like crazy. It is absolutely adorable. We couldn't record her to get it in on time for the audition, like when the submission time, because we didn't have power. We didn't have lights.
Oh,
we were gonna
they got to give her a break.
They did. They absolutely did. And I was, emailing the teacher in charge of it going, we are trying. Like, I swear to you, I wanted to give her enough time to like meet with her voice teacher and then practice it. She's the best. Gave her all of these like wonderful tips and stuff like that.
I don't know. I kind of like to see it like raw dogged. Just get up there and have the gusto to like just sing the hardest song and commit.
This is why she reminded me of Kristin, because Kristin's like, you know what? I've had 2 martinis and I think I'm going to sing. What's that song? Shallow. I'm going to sing Shallow. I'm going to try and sing Shallow or
something, boy. Listen. The Bradley Cooper part I can nail because it's low and bassy. But it goes up a double octave when Lady Gaga breaks into it. And I had a lot of courage from those martinis.
She looks at me with this look from the stage, which means I'm not fucking around here. She was like, get up here and help me with this.
Well, here's the truth. The bar was the most drunk bar I've ever been in. Like everybody. The crowd was just like, and they were all like everybody's singing off key. And I was like, this is my crowd. Like, they don't know, they don't have any taste. So this is going to be awesome. So I'm thinking about it. And then I got up on the stage, and even though I was fairly hammered, it was right after we had finished our comedy special, and we had not had any fun for a year. And I was like, let the dog out of the cage. I guzzled alcohol, and then I got up there, and I remember trying to hit that note and seeing the audience that was drunk look at me like, oh no. And it was, this one girl's face was like in pain. And I was like, Jen, you gotta get up here. I've got 16 more bars of this song, and I'm not jumping off this stage.
You don't realize
but it's not
what a
going
long
well.
Song that was, but yeah, it
long.
was. Yeah, it was long,
but
and
not
also,
a crowd pleaser. Not a crowd pleaser.
It's a
I don't know what I was doing.
A little down tempo.
Down.
Makes you think too much. Yeah, it's.
And I realized I was like, Kristin, you normally do like Eddie Rabbit or
crowd pleasers, just all crowd pleasers.
Elvira, but what are you doing singing the song?
Showstoppers.
Immediately bad decision.
Well, she did great. So we went over to the Funkles and recorded her audition, and she did great.
Good.
We'll see.
She's gonna be great. She's gonna be great
if she gets in or not. I have a feeling every girl who's in elementary school is auditioning with that song. I know. So who knows what'll happen? She did a good job, and like her voice teacher said, she can hit the notes when she uses like her mid range, like in her up here.
She's just got to believe in it. She's got to believe it sounds good. That's how half the world sings anyway.
I would like you to receive those words too, Kristin. You can do Shallow.
No.
Let's go.
But here's Jen. Here, I'm going to call my friend out for literally Jen walks into our house today. She's got Dashiell and Delilah. They're both wearing their backpacks. Everybody's got new Christmas stuff. Eleanor and Finn walk in, and like the age basically goes 10. Is Delilah 10? 10?
Not yet. 9.
No, she's 9. Eleanor's 11. Dashiell's 11. Finn is 13. So Delilah is the youngest, and like that is the dynamic of this room of people, and it's hustling and bustling. I'm there, and Colin's there, and we're trying to get him to the mall. And Jen's like, Delilah, do you want to sing your song for everyone? I was like, what? Mom fail 101, you know? And Delilah goes, no. And I'm like, I'm with Delilah, Jen calling us out. Like,
I know.
Like, it's like 5, 6, 7, 8. Da, da, da,
I know.
Da, da. Then Finn's like, I'll sing it. I go, no.
I did hear him say that.
Yeah,
he will definitely dance it. That is for sure.
When Dashiell was playing the piano, Finn was like, oh, I don't know if anybody else has 13-year-olds. This is the sound. It's like, oh, oh, oh. Like it's a hype man, yes, and.
He was popping and locking to something by Tchaikovsky. It was incredible.
And then he's rapping to it. He's like, I'm walking on the street. Hey.
I think they should put an album together, if I'm honest.
Well, they can do it on their own time.
Somebody wants that kind of music. I have to say that the reason I wanted her to do it, though, is like, I think for her, like, she's pretty thick-skinned for the most part, but being youngest sucks, you know, like of the youngest in the crew, because you feel like you're never as smart or as knowledgeable.
Everybody's done it. No one seems excited about it, because it's like, and then you got to invent shit that nobody else has done. And you're like, does anybody want to see me fence?
Totally.
Like you're,
yes.
You know.
And I sort of feel like she, like, I'm not stage mom who I'm like, everybody, I'm going to hold you captive while you politely have to look at my child perform. But no. She's like proud of herself. So I was like, I wouldn't have been surprised if she was like, I'll just do it for Eleanor, or, you know, like, or for you.
It was really funny. I was like, Jen, we all do that, because you think they're going to be fine with it. And then you have to remind yourself, oh, that's right. They're among their like buddies.
Yeah.
Like Finn looks at me and like looks like a pitcher, like calling off a pitch, like shakes it when I am saying the most mundane thing in front of someone else. If I'm like, hey, bud, make sure you say please and thank you. If a friend of his is near him, when I say that, he looks at me like, what are you doing? It's like I'm like talking about his butt. I'm like, bro, like, chill. They are the least chill when they are around like their peers. And then when they're around each other, it's like there's no rules. So we can't win.
Are you talking about like when I was telling my son today that he needed to listen to your husband, Mr. Colin, while they were at the mall? And midway through my sentence, he goes, can I have some of your soda?
He goes, can I take this with me? And Jen goes, did you hear one thing I said? And he goes, yeah, don't be mean. It was 100% not even close.
Not even close. But he's
to
just,
what Jen said. She
what
was
I
like,
just say
hey,
is white noise.
Listen to him. Make sure that, You keep everybody together. Like, don't wander off, all that. And Dashiell's like, can I take this with me? And Jen goes, did you listen to one thing I said? He goes, yeah. What did I say? Don't be mean.
Such bullshit. Such bullshit. I can't even. And we got McDonald's drive-through today because
it's my favorite.
We're on the way over here. And I say, who's got all the napkins? I need a napkin. Like, I have slimy chicken sandwich on my hand as I'm trying to drive. Mind you, the earth around us is on fire.
Burning.
There are no stoplights working.
Everybody's got masks on. It's like breathing a campfire.
It is as close to like
weird
apocalypse that my kids have come. And Delilah goes, I have the napkins, but I'm using them. And I go, you're using all of the napkins. She goes, yeah. I go, would you spill something? She goes, no. They're propping my French fries up against the door handle. And I'm like,
give me a
napkin because as the world is crumbling,
I've got a chicken sandwich.
I go, what if I lose control of the wheel because my hands are so greasy, but your priority is the angle of your fucking French fries. And this is the brain of a 9-year-old. And this is why no matter what's going on, you are always momming. Always.
And they don't care. They don't care.
They resent it.
No one's like, they're not having a quiet moment alone reflecting on all that has happened to the people around them. They give a shit about what is happening directly next to them at that moment.
But the headline of my daughter's day for like probably 22 hours was, where is my Lululemon fanny pack? That was, I knew it was in the car. And
it's also dark in your house. You have no power. You're trying to dry your hair.
I don't know what you need from that, but unless it is like an inhaler.
Yeah, or a torch a Swiss Army knife.
I can't hear about it.
And I can't care.
Have that anymore.
Although Wicked does relieve all of the troubles. It's so good.
Are we ever going to talk about the firemen, though? Because
yes, let's do a hot flash. Okay. Around the firemen, we want to give a big shout out to those guys. I mean, you just are a different breed if you can look into the huge, massive, burning, screaming fires and go, I'm going to help put these out. Like, you're made different. You're built different. And God bless you with all your muscles that help you.
I mean,
Jesus Christ.
If you're a woman worth her salt, you know what your firehouse is. Mine's 93, so shout out to the 93.
And if you're a woman and you're a firefighter,
oh my God,
probably going to have a crush too.
Exact same sentiment. I'm having the exact same feelings towards you right now, especially like, so I've been watching, the news, apps, everything incessantly. And there's a fireman and they were asking him like, how long have you been trying to put out the fires? He's like, 24 hours right now. And she's like, are you going to sleep? He's like, no,
I got to put out a fire.
Like, and I tell you, if worlds don't collide for me in the sexually exciting space as much as seeing a fireman carry a grandfather clock, family heirloom, an antique out of somebody's house.
And he did that on his own. He said they pulled the photo albums and an antique clock out. And he goes, I just thought maybe they'd want to keep these. I'm like, hello, sir. You should be, after this, you should be swimming in ass. You should just get so much sex.
They're saving dogs. They're saving family heirlooms. They're saving whatever houses, people, whatever. And I even saw there was a newscaster guy that saw a guy on a bike trying to hold everything.
Yes, trying to hold his paintings.
And he was like, I got him. I'll save him for you. I'm at NBC. I'll find you. Like,
oh my God. I know the journalists, sometimes we forget about them, but they're putting themselves in there too,
And also there are a lot of journalists, like the big time people that live up there. And their houses
also grew up there.
Yeah.
They grew up there. This is like, listen, the Palisades, coming from someone that does not live there, is one of the most beautiful neighborhoods you've ever seen.
Yes.
Because it's a combination of both like the older architecture that was there because the house has been there for 70, 80 years. And then the beautiful new builds where like somebody who has done very well for themselves gets to create the house of their dreams. So when you drive through the Palisades, it's like you're on a tour. You're like, holy crap. And then this like beautiful city center. But then there's the side of the Palisades, which is Pali High and the beautiful like park over there and the market. And like, sure, it's Jamie Lee Curtis who's shopping there, but like, it's still very much a neighborhood. It's so beautiful. And it's so tragic how much has been gone. But I believe in my heart they're going to rebuild, and those firefighters are going to
I worry about
do a calendar.
Like, when I worked at Auto Trader, I worked with this guy, Frank, and he was so lazy. I mean, he was in his 80s, probably 70s then, and he let his assistant do all of his work. He
Where
owns
are
up
we
to
going?
Because I asked him one time, I was like, "What? You don't even care about this job?" He's like, "No, I don't," because the guy was in the Navy. He settled in like Santa Monica, the Palisades in like the 60s. He bought his house for like 50 grand. He's like, I get it. He's like, now it's worth millions. He goes, that is my retirement. He's like, I am just trying to hold on to that house, sell it someday. So I worry about older people, like they can't buy their house back. They can't live there again. Like most people, if insurance, God, you guys better take care of people. If they don't reimburse these people, it's
a shame.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to put all the good energy out there and hope that everybody does the right thing because they deserve it. And again, we're just really grateful that those super awesome firefighters are out there just hustling.
That's right. And Kristin will give you back rubs, whatever you need. If you need a little bit of downtime.
Suspenders. I think anytime there's a suspenders and maybe some sort of hat that tells me that you are going to get your hands dirty. Oh. I mean, is that it? Is that what it is? I think it's the suspenders, maybe.
I don't know, they got to lift a lot. I don't know. I just feel like
it's sexy for both men and women. Suspenders.
True. I mean, it is true.
You know, and God bless all the firefighters. Did we podcast?
Kristin, good for us. We podcasted.
We podcasted from my house.
Pioneer.